So let's talk about this idea. 19 signs you're a dangerous person. Now, when I say dangerous, what pops into your head? Probably something about aggression, right? Threats, maybe even harm. But what if we've been looking at that word all wrong? Yeah, what if being dangerous has nothing to do with being a threat to other people and everything to do with the power you hold inside yourself? Not predatory, but powerful. It's this shift, right? Away from all that external noise and drama and towards something solid, something unshakable deep within you. And this right here, this slide just nails that shift perfectly. Just look at the comparison. On one side, you have old power. You know the type. Raised voices, all about getting revenge, making threats. It's loud, it's reactive, it's always looking for approval. But new power? Whoa, that's a whole different game. We're talking about a silence that's almost terrifying. Instead of revenge, you just level up. Instead of threats, you take real, decisive action. And it's all built on this foundation of detachment. This is the kind of dangerous we're diving into today. Okay, so you might be thinking, how do I get that new power? Well, it all starts with our first big idea, building your inner fortress. And that's exactly what it sounds like. It's all about mastering your own internal world. Because real, lasting strength, it isn't something you show off. It's something you build, brick by brick on the inside. In this quote, man, this gets right to the heart of it. You mastered the art of detachment. No one owns your peace. Think about that for a second. That right there is the foundation of your inner fortress. It means your peace of mind isn't for sale. It's not up for grabs. It doesn't depend on what someone else says or does or thinks about you. Nope. You and only you are the guardian of your own calm. So what does that actually look like in real life? Well, it's you staying calm when everyone around you is absolutely losing their minds. It's that ability to just sit with discomfort way longer than most people can handle. It's having this incredible emotional discipline, so much so that nobody can really tell what actually gets to you. And instead of wasting energy on revenge, you pour all of that into leveling up, so high that your success haunts them more than any angry words ever could. And yeah, you forgive fast, not for them, but for yourself. But you never forget the lesson. So once you've started building that inner fortress, a really interesting thing happens. You stop just reacting to everything the world throws at you, and you start actually observing it. And that brings us perfectly to our second big theme, the quiet observer. We're going to talk about the insane amount of power you gain when you learn to see more and say a whole lot less. The mantra is super simple, but it's so powerful. See more, say less. And let's be clear, this is not about being passive. Oh no. This is pure strategy. It's a conscious choice to gather information instead of just throwing your opinions out there. Because let's be real, the most powerful person in any room, it's almost always the quietest one. And you can actually break this down into a really clear 4-step playbook. Step 1, observe. You're not just listening to what people say, you're studying their patterns. Actions always tell the real story. Step 2, stay quiet. You keep your next move completely to yourself. Let them wonder. Step 3, act. When the time is right, you make your move based on what you've seen, and you do it decisively. And finally, step 4, succeed. You don't need to brag. Your results, they'll make all the noise for you. And this really shows you the impact of that silence. Just imagine it. Someone is trying to get a rise out of you. They're expecting you to shout back, to get defensive, and you just give them calm, collected silence. It is so unsettling for them. It's more terrifying than any raised voice because it sends one clear message. You are in complete control, not just of the situation, but of yourself. You simply cannot be baited.
Okay, so you've got this inner calm, you're observing everything, and all of that naturally leads to our third section, action and enforcement. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's where that internal power starts to have a real, tangible impact on your world, especially when it comes to your boundaries. And just look at this contrast here. Think about it. Then, maybe you spent all this energy explaining your boundaries over and over, threatening to do something, arguing just to be right. But now, it's a completely different story. You don't explain anymore, you just enforce. You don't give warnings, you just act. You are totally comfortable walking away, and you can outlast any amount of pressure because you've decided your peace is simply non-negotiable.
These basically become your new rules of engagement, your personal code. You act when it's time to act, end of story. No drama. You're still kind, of course, but there is a hard line that you will never let anyone cross again. And you realize you don't owe anyone an explanation for protecting your own energy. You can even cut ties and do it cleanly, not with anger or bitterness, but from a place of pure detachment, just for the sake of your own well-being.
So, here's where it gets really fascinating. When you put all this together, you build the fortress, you become the observer, you enforce your boundaries, something almost magical happens. It creates this kind of paradox, this unintended consequence. And that's our final section, the gravity of presence. This quote just says it all. You no longer try to be liked, and ironically, now everyone wants your attention. Isn't that wild? The second you stop chasing external validation, the second you stop trying so hard to get people to like you, that's when you become magnetic. People are naturally drawn to self-possession. That lack of neediness, it creates its own kind of gravity. So what is this power that you're projecting? Well, people can literally feel it when you're observing more than you speak. Just being fully present, not distracted, can actually be a little intimidating to people who aren't used to it. And the kicker? Because you don't announce your every move, nobody ever really knows what you're going to do next. And that unpredictability, that is a massive source of power.
When you boil it all down, this whole thing comes down to one single core idea. True power is just a byproduct of self-mastery. That's it. It's not something you grab or take from other people. It's something you grow, you cultivate from the inside out. And that leaves us with one last question to chew on. After going through all of this, the detachment, the observation, the self-respect, the quiet confidence, you have to wonder, is becoming dangerous in this new way we've talked about just the art of finally truly becoming unapologetically yourself?